one more question for you.
Yeah.
On regarding songwriting before we open up the floor. You know, when it comes to song and lyrics, what are some tools that or process kind of or tricks you use to refine lyrics? Because you know anybody can write whatever, but there's some people that just when they say it, it just makes sense. It's just the poetry of it, or maybe the rhyme, or maybe it's just they're just something, right? So what's your process when you go to when you do lyrics? What's your process that you could tell students, hey, do this thing or practice this and do that, and your lyrics will just flourish?
I think everyone obviously has a different style. You know, some people, like you said, are very poetic. It's very beautiful. I wouldn't say I'm that way. I mean, I would like to be more that way. I'm very more like just simple. I think more, okay, what would I say in a conversation to a friend? What would I say in real life? Like, that's kind of how I write songs. There's not a right or wrong way. I will say that, you know, with anything, practice makes perfect. You know, people say that, but it's not about perfect, but you get better. You know, I look back at my songs I wrote when I was 17 and they're okay, you know, but they're not great. But it's like they just kept getting better and better and better. And being willing to do that, you know, like one of my life verses like for like ministry is First Chronicles 28:20. It says, be strong, be courageous, do the work. And I think, don't be afraid, don't be discouraged by the size of the task, because the Lord my God is with you. He'll never fail you or forsake you. So for me, we could talk more about that later, but that's been like huge. God gave me that when I was 17, when I was like, I can't do this. And he said, be strong, be courageous, do the work. Don't be afraid by how big it seems, because I'm with you and I got you. And so that's what I feel every time I walk on stage, every time I walk into a studio, I am with you. Like, I know I can't go out there by myself. I'm going to screw it up. You know, I'm going to say something wrong. I'm going to be nervous. You know, I'm going to be thinking too much, but it's like, I just know I am with you. Okay, I got this, you know? And that part of do the work, I think that sets some people apart, because they say, I'm going to do the work. You know, I'm going to wake up in the morning. I'm going to write the songs. I was writing 2-3 songs a day sometimes in Nashville. I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to keep trying. I'm going to keep writing. So yeah, like being willing to go like, and no, my songs aren't great. Like, just be able to say that, like, they're just not great. But I do think having other people jump in for me is huge. I'm a big like team person. Like, whoa, you're way better than I am. Help me, you know, and get people to come in and help you make your song great, and be able to be told like, hey, your songs are, they're okay, you know, but let's make them better, you know, like let's work together and make them great, you know. So I had a great label, a great team that I worked with. And the guy would always be like, he would tell me, oh, I like this song. It's good, but it's not great. And so I'd be like, what do we got to do to make it great? You know, what would you change? Like, ask questions and be willing to put in the work and the time. You know, if it takes 6 months on one song to make it right, like, do it, you know?
Come on. Wow. If it takes 6 months to make it right, just do it. That's powerful right there. I love that. That's some great piece of advice. What was that verse again? I got it.
Yeah, so it's First Chronicles 28:20. I think there's several scriptures. There's one in Joshua that says, be strong and courageous and do the work. But that was the specific one. I was teaching dance. I was driving home from teaching dance. I was about to go to college. And that's when I felt God say, I don't want you to go to school. I have a different plan. I went home that night, opened my Bible. That was the first thing I read. And that's kind of been the thing that I've held on to through this entire time, since I was a teenager. Like, every time I'm like, I can't do this. This is too much. It's too hard. You know, it's be strong, be courageous, do it. I'm with you. Let's go, you know.
Come on. There's an impartation in that right there.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah. I feel that. Yeah.
That's good. That's
yeah. And I feel that. I wish I could see like all the students. I only see a couple right now, but I definitely feel that for like faces that I'm seeing, like he is imparting that into you, like to do it and to go for it. Yeah. And you have what it takes. Like I feel that. Like I feel like some of you are like, you look at yourself and you're like, I don't have what it takes to do this. You feel like I'm not a leader. I'm not, you just question yourself. And I just feel God like saying to you right now, like he's called you to do this, and he's put you where you are for a reason. And so like believe in yourself and who he is inside of you, because you got this. Yeah.